Guys, I could be in the parking lot of an abandoned Target right now buying slices of cake out of the trunk of somebody's car, but here I am recording a podcast with you.
Pew, 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 pew.
Hello, and welcome to episode 8 of the ToyBoyz podcast, where we talk about everything toys. My name is Chad, and I'm joined today by Chris, Eric, Jared, and hopefully we'll be joined later by Avery. ToyBoyz, assemble. So what's going on, gentlemen? How are you doing today?
Good.
Good to hear it. Chris looking good in his Wrath of Khan jacket.
The cardigan.
Oh, the cardigan. My bad. That's fantastic. So, anything new in your lives in terms of toys? What's going on in your current personal toy world?
Same as you, picked up some new X06 figures.
Yeah.
Some Hot Toys, Star Wars figures too, dare I say.
Ooh.
But I mean, I guess I could mention that in the pickups, but other than that,
Sure. Sure. Yeah, I got the Odo, the X06, and here comes Avery. Nice, perfect timing. So yeah, I picked up that Odo, the X06, as well. But did you pre-order the Shaw that just went up, the Captain Shaw?
Oh, not yet. Thanks for reminding me. I'm gonna do that right after this.
What are ToyBoyz for, man? What are ToyBoyz for?
What do we all think of the Captain Shaw promotional images there?
I thought they were good. I know Eric had some words.
Well, the preview image was terrible, and then when you showed the rest of them, I was like, okay, that one
Yeah.
was awful, but the rest looked great.
Yeah.
I know they showed Todd the prototype at, was it San Francisco?
That's
what it was. The Creation Convention in San Francisco. Yeah. Well, so what's going on, Avery? Welcome. We literally just started, so you got perfect timing, sir.
Okay, perfect.
Avery, did you ever find what were those Batman figures you were looking for? Were those McFarlane? What were those?
Not Chris. Eric knows about this. They were McFarlane. So what happened was they went up for preview on Target, and sometimes I have a bad habit of I'll put it in my box, but I'm like, oh wait, save your money, hold off on buying it. But it was right before I left to come here to Germany, and I forgot to go back and order them. And when I went back, you like, I could see the advertisement on the Target website, but it won't allow you to like pre-order it or anything. And I talked to Eric. He said that they had a delay in the production or whatever, so they haven't come out in the store yet. So
Right.
Oh, okay.
I'm waiting on those, because the completionist in me would feel like I missed out if I don't get those.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
looks
that
like
was-
they just took over from what DC Direct was doing.
Oh, I
And
got
they
you.
just changed the box and all of that, and added a couple of extra things that they put in it when the figures come out. Because they had another set that came out that I pre-ordered, I think back in like October, and they came out and were mailed to my house literally like the last week of February. So I had to go to my house and pick them up off my dad's porch. So, but yeah.
I'll keep a lookout for you, Avery, but the Target near my house sucks when it comes to new releases. They get them months after some of the other Targets in Richmond. So
Man, I became a Target gangster for me being in Northern Virginia. Like, I knew where every Target was from Northern Virginia down to Richmond, and was like hitting them up. And like when they had that haulathon, that was a daggone semi-joke. Like, I got lucky the first haulathon. I went to the Target near Fort Belvoir where I was, and I went to the dude. I'm like, hey, did y'all have anything for the haulathon? And the guy went in the back and opened up the box for me. So
Yep.
that's how I was able to get the Turtle 4-pack that came out at the time. I got 2, and I had first dibs on everything. But then like
Nice.
months later, you seeing the stuff just floating out on the shelves. And I'm like, what's
Yeah.
the point of this?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, so for some context, for those of you who maybe not understand the significance of what Avery is talking about, is that those Haulathon items are from NECA, and NECA is a third-party vendor for Target. So they send a representative out to Target that typically would unpack those boxes in the back, and they would stock those shelves themselves. But if your target for whatever reason doesn't have a neck representative, or they have one who doesn't come by very often, you may never see those figures at your actual target. So if you're lucky enough to have like a Target employee who will basically break the rules and go back and open up the box for you, you're super lucky. I had one that did that for me one time. I think it was last year when they had the Ultimate April O'Neil Toon figure came out. I was able to he was able to scan the barcode for me, which is also kind of rare with NECA items, and he was able to give me one, so I was able to get one on the spot. So I really lucked out with that.
Oh,
Nice.
so did I tell this story already? Stop me if I did. I met the actress that played April and got a photo op with her. Richmond had a horror con in October.
Jennifer Hogue, is that who you're talking about? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, right. That plays April in the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Yeah.
So I fortunately got there just in time and did the last picture with her before she stopped taking
Oh,
pictures for the
nice.
day. And she
Nice.
was just so impressed with me. She's like, make sure you come by my table. You're so handsome. Come by my table. So I was like, oh, she just says that to everyone. So I go
Yeah.
by the table and I talk to her. And she's like, I got something for you. And she goes, opens up this like special briefcase of her. And she signs like this card. And she's like, here, put this with your it was the Bride of Frankenstein, April O'Neil.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So putting that card she signed basically turned it into the official signed one.
Yeah, yeah.
So she gave me that and was like, here you go, put that with, because I was like, ma'am, I would have had, I had seen the Bride of Frankenstein, I didn't pick it up. But then when I saw she was gonna be there, I tried to go to Target and find it, but I couldn't. That's why I was late. So, but she's like, yeah, put that with your April and it'll make it official. I was like, oh snap. So
Yeah, that's part of the NECA also had a line of Universal Monster figures that they mashed up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures. So that's the April is the Bride of Frankenstein. Was one of the figures that came out of that. So that's really cool that she was able to give you the card with her signature and everything on it.
yeah. So
Probably a little bit more because you get like a story with it too. You got to meet her and you get a story with it. That's really cool.
yeah. Because those ones were costing like $99, the signature
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah,
versus
usually the
you got
signature.
about the signature.
Yep. Very cool, man. Very cool. I saw her here in Orlando. It's been a few months, and it was actually an event in Lakeland. And I also kind of saw her the end of the day. I didn't get a photo op with her. Maybe I should have, because she always seems very nice. And she did say hi to me as I was walking by. She's very sweet. But yeah, so missed opportunities. But she's here. I mean, she's here every once in a while in Orlando. So maybe I'll catch her one time and I'll bring one of my April figures and get them signed.
You were mad at me, Chad. I was in Orlando very briefly over December. I went to visit my friend in
nice.
Sanford, and we had to go up there to get his car an oil change or something because he used to live in Orlando before. So I was like, man, I should hit up Chaz, but it was so touch and go. I was like,
I got you. Yeah.
When you say all that stuff, I know Lakeland, all that. I'm like, oh yeah, I know all that because my friend gave me the Grand de Jour tour of Orlando when I was there in 2017.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, so Lakeland and Tampa, they'll get little conventions and toy shows in here and stuff there, and it's not super close to me. It's like an hour, maybe a little hour plus drive. But I'll kind of parlay that. There's this country buffet out in Lakeland if you're ever out there. It's called Fred's Market Restaurant. Bro, so I'll go to a toy show and then I'll hit up the country buffet after, just fried chicken and catfish and fried green tomatoes. It's good. Food and toys. It's a good day. Can't beat it.
Nice.
Yeah, man. So Chris, I know I've just been seeing these. I finally got to see some in person the other day. You got your biker mice from Mars, right? Didn't your biker mice figures arrive?
Yeah, they did. I think I have them like right here, actually.
See these in person.
Yeah, they're
for the first time.
They're pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, they look great. They were taller than I thought they were going to be. I didn't realize they were so tall.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, man, it's a big figure. They didn't play with that.
Sorry, I'm getting some glare there.
It's all good. I mean, we can see what's up, and then
But the articulation on them is like really, really good too.
How many inches, Chris?
Excuse me?
how many inches is best, Eric? How many?
I don't know. They look like they're 7-inch, but
Yeah, Chris,
Um,
Chris, do you mind showing it again real quick when you get it opened up?
yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, I had them. I don't have anywhere to display them right now, so
just kept them in the box. Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, our producer Aaron was asking for another show real quick, so we see what's going on. We got freaking Biker Mice Vinny.
Yeah, and they come with like the multiple heads and stuff. Pretty cool. The articulation's really good on them too. Like, well, I haven't taken mine out, but from what I've seen from other people,
What
I'm
kind
just
of price are those like same price range as Super 7 figures or
I think these are a little cheaper.
I think they are cheaper. Yeah.
That like I think they're like $10 maybe cheaper. I think they were like maybe $40 or something.
Yeah.
it's not
But
bad.
but they had a thing where like if you buy all three, you can get them at a deal, and then, well, god damn, I hate this thing. But also you can do like a pay in four kind of thing. That's what I did. So I just paid
Yeah.
these off like I think it was like $30 each payment or something. And yeah, so now I'm gonna pre-order the bikes eventually. So
Nice.
So have the bikes gone up yet for pre-order or?
yeah, the bikes are up for pre-order.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Usually I see their
I
stuff
think
on social media. Yeah.
honestly, I think they're like around the same price as them too. I think they were like there's like a pack for like 150 for all three.
Nice.
So
Very
it's
nice.
not it's
Are the characters designed so they can actually mount the bikes and
yes. Yeah.
okay, nice.
Important.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very important.
So-
You're right. You're right.
Good question.
And then I think
Granted.
there's like a new action figure magazine out right now that I think not Super 7 Nacelle is like they're like friends with, or I don't know if they put it out themselves, but they showed showed like another figure in the line. I think one of the villains. So
Oh,
they like
nice.
previewed it there. So yeah, it's
okay.
pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about this line. I think they did a really good job, and I'm excited to see the Cowboys of Moo Mesa figures that they're gonna do too.
Yeah, that was my next question. So it sounds like they're really kind of getting into that biker mice, that lines. If they're going to be adding a villain, they're adding the actual bikes. Because if not, they would
Yeah.
just be mice from Mars if they didn't have any bikes to work with. So, but yeah. So I also saw the Cowboys of Moo Mesa, the Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
Yeah.
So I vaguely remember. I barely remember that cartoon as a kid, and I remember having a couple of the toys as a kid.
I think
but
I think they
maybe
had a video game too that was like basically Sunset Riders, but then they just changed
the cows.
the yeah.
That's cool. So could you kind of explain the show a little bit and the toys that you've seen thus far?
Yeah. Well the show was, a cartoon. I don't remember everything exactly about the cartoon, but I used to watch it, and I remember the toys because I used to have them, and they were kind of like this big.
Yeah.
They were really weird because they weren't like they were almost like their legs were like kind of like in a like squatting kind of position.
Bulky,
And
kind of.
yeah, they were real bulky figures.
Yeah.
And like I hated them, but I bought them because I really liked the cartoon.
Yeah.
But I just hated how they were like in this like real like bulgy like kind of squatting position.
Yeah.
And I was
wonder if
annoyed that
yeah.
they didn't look like the cartoon, but with the nacelle figures, they look like just like the cartoon. It looks like the way that they should have been made originally, and
Yeah.
that's really cool. They and then like right out the gate, they made that one big boy, that big like he looks like he's like a sheriff or the marshal or something, but
Yeah.
he's huge in comparison to the other ones. So
I think
yeah,
it was I think it was Hasbro that made that original line of the Cowboys and Moo Mesa figures, and I wonder if they just sat down and did the cost and they figured it out. Like if we made these things actual proportionate to what they are in the cartoon, that would just be too expensive in terms of plastic and everything. So they just kind of shrunk them down and made that stocky little, like you said, with the bent legs and like the kind of weird kind of arms, but they had a kind of like big heads. Yeah, they just weren't quite, the proportions weren't quite right. So I'm guessing it was just a math thing. You know how that goes. But looks like Nacelle put a lot of effort into the design and putting them together, and I don't know, they look pretty good to me.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for those.
Yeah, so
Uh,
that's good. That's a pre-order for you for sure. That's gonna be something you're gonna pick up.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick up. I don't know if I'm gonna pick up the whole line, but I'm definitely gonna pick up the main three, like of the Cowboys and some of the other side characters, but I don't know if it's something I'm ready to commit to. I mean, I don't know. The first series looks pretty good and I want the line
Yeah.
to continue, so I might just at least pre-order the first series. But Street
Very-
Sharks are coming back too.
Yeah. I think that's Mattel, isn't it? Is it Street Sharks? Mattel's coming back with Street Sharks.
I think so, yeah.
I think,
Yeah, those
Yeah.
look pretty good too.
That's wild. That's just, I don't know. I mean, we've talked about nostalgia on this podcast several times in several of our episodes. And it's just crazy that, Cowboys and Mumesa, so many of us who were even alive then barely remember the cartoon, and yet there's still like an audience, and there's still a market for it. Still people willing to purchase those, and still somebody out there who loves it enough to create it in the first place, which is
So
it's crazy. Yeah, what's up, Avery?
So when Chris brought that up, I remember the name, but I couldn't remember the picture. So I looked it up. I'm like, oh dang. I
Yeah.
guess it could come on Saturday mornings on ABC for a little bit. But they said on Wikipedia, it says on August 11, 2023, it was announced that the Nacelle Company had purchased the rights to the original series and reboot the property with a brand new animated series and a new line of action figures and other merchandise. So it sounds like there's a cartoon coming too. Reboot.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna
Oh,
do
yeah.
cartoons for all their stuff, like
Yeah.
and comics.
So,
Wow.
are they the ones that got the biker mice with Mars too?
Yeah, so it's all gonna be in the same like kind of universe.
Wait, and Street Sharks?
No, Street Sharks.
Not Street Sharks. Street Sharks
No.
is someone else.
Yeah.
I remember Street Sharks. I watched that actually. I remember the original toys. And in fact, I think Dom Toretto, what's his real actor
Oh,
name?
Vin Diesel. Yeah.
Diesel?
He did a commercial for Street Sharks, if I recall correctly.
I think that was like his first acting gig, was him doing
Yeah.
the Street Sharks commercial. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was
Yeah.
well, I don't think it was the commercial. It was like he was like one of the Toy Fair,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. One of the guys at the toy fair.
showcase babes or whatever that they have.
We're looking at Boomer. This is Boomer. He's got the biggest mouth of them all. He's the whale shark. Say hello to that round mound of pound and his power slam. Very deadly. He loves to tenderize the competition before he eats him. Then we've got Sledge the Hammerhead. Sledge the Hammerhead loves to floor the competition with the flying headbutt. You got me? He's the leader of the Street Sharks. He's a great warrior. He's got the real shark skin, and his special power is the right hand roundhouse punch. He sends a competition to a watery grave. Boom!
So let's say they make this animated series. They got Cowboys and Mumesa coming out. Maybe they do a reboot of Street Sharks or what else were we talking about? Biker Mice from Mars. So let's say we kind of get some reboots from this. Do you think it would be geared more towards kids, or do you think it would get like an X-Men 97 treatment that's definitely a cartoon that we grew up with that gets like an adult version of it? What do you think? What do you think? I mean, obviously I know what I would want, but what do you think that they would do?
Yeah, I think so. I think, yeah, like you said, especially with X-Men 97, kind of, making clearing the path for everybody else.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely something that should be done because, like you said earlier, it's mainly like something that people our age kind of are familiar with. you know, and it's harder nowadays to get young kids to like be interested in you know, stuff that we like. I mean,
Yeah,
I know
toys in general.
turtles.
They don't play
I'm-
with toys in general. So,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they don't really watch cartoons, and if they do, they're totally different from the cartoons that we used to watch. So
Yeah.
They'll
I
they'll
mean,
do where they'll go where the money is. So
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's exceptions where it's like, you know, people like us who are still kids at heart, and we like our nostalgia, and we like to sometimes go back and rewatch some of those old cartoons where they have their own kids, and their kids are like interested in, you know, what their parents are watching. So
When I go to Target, well, one, we don't have a dedicated toy store no more. But like when I go to Target or Walmart, I see some kids buying toys for stuff. Like, oh, I want that wrestling toy or that. So I think kids, there's some kids who still buy action figures, but I think they kind of grow out of it at their certain age. I don't know.
they're
You
growing
know,
out of it
yeah.
faster.
like
yeah.
I stopped buying action figures. Well, nah, I lied. Because I still got a Star Trek ship in middle school.
I mean, my daughter is 12, and as soon as she got her tablet and then her phone, I haven't seen her go in her toy room like at all. Like the Barbies have just been sitting there like collecting dust.
Mm.
So
And Eric's like,
there wasn't an interest after the movie.
yeah, you're right. I thought there would have been. I thought that would have given it a boost or something. She loved the movie. She saw it multiple times. This isn't about device screen time or anything, you know, but we've tried to limit it somewhat to try to encourage her to do other things. And she will like play with friends, go outside, do things like that. But sometimes they're using their devices to be creative, make movies,
Yeah.
make videos,
Yeah.
music.
If only there was a platform where they can have a digital collection and look at all their figures online somewhere.
Jeez.
I hate that.
That's so dumb.
Hey, Eric is sitting there plotting like, she ain't using that Barbies no more. That space I could have back for my.
Damn right I am.
So
The toy room, your daughter's toy room becomes your toy room, part two. So it makes, I mean,
Yeah. Just
part
annex it.
good.
it's inevitable, really. I mean,
Has everyone here watching Fallout yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
no, I've
I've
heard
got a-
good things about it. I don't even know anything about the video game. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a gamer, but and
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about the video game, but the show's really good. So I don't know. I think that's why I like it so much, because I don't have anything to compare it to.
Yeah.
Kind of like Walking Dead. When I first got into Walking Dead, I didn't know anything about the comics. I read the comics later, but you know, I thought it was. I honestly, I thought Fallout was just as good as like when I first started watching Walking Dead. The production and the story, and I really liked it.
Is it animated? I really don't even know.
No, it's live action.
Oh, is it? I had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's and it's done really well. Like all the costumes and the special effects, and the whole production of everything on the show is really good. And I was like, oh, like maybe we're gonna get some Fallout figures, and then you know, going into McFarlane making statues. Yeah, McFarlane picked it up, and he's doing like Fallout figures, but they're like stationary statues. They're not posable or anything.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got into an argument on one of those message boards. It's one of those Twitter accounts that posts all the latest news, and then you follow a link, and then there's an article, and then there's like comments at the bottom. And I just said, no articulation, no sale. And then this guy like started coming after me. Like,
Oh, really?
they're statues.
Did you get
clearly
you got online bullied?
Cyberbullied? Yeah.
He was really offended. He must have been a friend of Todd's or something.
Oh, wow.
Because I said something about I said something like Todd should know better. You know, this is not what we want. He said, "You really think Todd has anything to do with these figures? He's got a whole company."
Dude, he totally does.
Yeah. He buys off on him, at least, you know.
he's like one of the most hands-on like guys when it comes
Certainly,
to
yeah.
like making figures and stuff.
'Cause I thought there was this whole controversy about how he didn't make enough female DC figures or
Yeah,
something.
because he made the choice. He said that like female figures don't sell as well.
Hmm.
You know,
Oh wow.
as someone like him who's lost so much money in that whole field, like I think
Yeah.
he knows a thing or two about about
About what
making.
people want. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I don't agree with a lot of his choices. I think he makes a lot of bad decisions, but I think he also makes decisions based on what he likes. You know, he doesn't really listen to a lot of the fan talk and everything. He just does what he thinks, should be done, which is kind of admirable, but also, frustrating from the point of, someone who actually wants to buy the stuff.
So, quick question, Chris. What issues, if it's not too lengthy, do you have with McFarlane? Like, not that you hate him, but like his decisions.
One of the things I don't like is well, he makes his stuff so it's affordable, which is cool, but he also like he'll make two versions of a figure rather than adding all the accessories in it, which I think is kind of like it's flooding the market with more stuff that is just gonna, warm the pegs. Like there'll be like a Batman figure, and one will be like an unmasked Batman figure, and one will be with the mask. Where it's like, okay, well, why didn't you just include two heads in the box? But also it would have raised the price a little bit to have more accessories. Like like NECA, they with their Ultimate figures are like Super 7. They pack all these accessories in, and then they charge you like $50 for it. And a lot of people are upset like that. People will say like, oh, like $50 for a figure, I'm out. Like, good luck. Look at the old Playmates accessories where they were just one single color.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Piece of plastic, one color.
They don't have any action features or anything like that. They're just solid, like, and the accessories we get now are really, really cool. Like I have a whole box where I just collect accessories because I love like the looking at the miniature details and stuff. And
I was just gonna say, I think Hasbro does it right because they'll like with the GI Joe Classified, they have a few different price points. They have like the basic figure, $25.
Yeah.
Then they have the deluxe for 34. And certain characters, they realize, well, we can't skimp on this guy. He needs to come with like the skis and the poles and the missile launcher or whatever. So we're gonna make him a deluxe. But it's not like you have to buy him twice to get all the parts.
Avery, were you gonna say something about that?
All thing I was gonna say was I was gonna add to like, well, this is nothing new with Todd. I got the first Spawn when it came out, like the very first Spawn, and like his Spawn action figures, there would be like slight variations with the Spawn and stuff when he was bringing stuff out when he first came out.
But I hated once he got into like the pre-posed, statue kind of stuff. Like that's when I kind of stepped away from the whole Spawn figures. And then also like he was just putting out just a lot of too much stuff that he liked, I think. And it was just like he's like the M. Night Shyamalan of toy making. Like
toys were dead all along.
But one thing I wanted to add is like I think he picked up, I don't know if he picked up the molds from the Batman animated series stuff because they they pre-ordered for the Joker mobile that they had canceled. DC Direct had canceled. So I don't know if he got the mold off of that or what. But I of course pre-ordered 2 of them, but off of Target.
Yeah, and we've had like 3 waves and we've already had 4 Batmans. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, like the number of things that he does. So it's like, and it's hard because especially if it's just like a wave every few months, you are tempted to buy the whole wave. If you're a completist, like, all right, there's another Batman. I guess that's just life. I'm gonna have to have 10 Batmans eventually from this show on my shelf. But it can be taken too far.
Yeah.
Everybody does repaints, but
and he brought out an Alfred that nobody tracking. It just showed up at Target. I was like, where did this Alfred come from? Because they did the first line, and then I saw this Alfred there last year. I was like, where'd that come from? And I checked. I'm like, they didn't announce it or nothing. And it was an Alfred. So I got that too.
You underestimate the sneakiness, Mr. Wayne.
Master Wayne.
Yeah, Chris, I kind of noticed the same thing. I was just thinking about what you're saying about McFarlane, and I was thinking about when they started. I don't know if you've seen the Batman, the 1960s version, those figures that they put out with like Batman and Robin,
Yeah.
and I noticed that was the first thing I noticed when I looked at him. I was like, this doesn't really come with anything. It comes with. I like the fact that it came with like a boom pow like little effect like how you saw in the show, and that was basically it. And if you think there was any toy line that could have some funny, interesting, great accessories, it would be Batman from 1966. He literally had everything. Batman shark repellent, you know what I mean? Like he had everything. Just all these ridiculous things. And but then like you also look at that same line and they had Batman in swim trunks with like a snorkel or whatever. And I'm like, it's the same figure and they just put those things on there. Same thing with Robin. I'm like, who wants Robin wearing a bathing suit? You know what I mean? Like who's gonna, as and like you said, throw the accessory in there, or I don't know, maybe make an accessory pack, something like that. It's just it's strange to me, like the little variations, or they'll have like a black and white variant as well of the same exact thing. It's bizarre to me. I don't get it. I don't get it myself.
They know Avery's gonna buy 2 of them regardless. So
There's only certain things I might get to.
Yeah. I did.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I did get I did pick up kind of those main, Batman, Robin, the Joker, a couple of villains. I did pick up the Batcave too because that looks great. That looked like a really nice kind of Dio set. Like I really appreciated that. What were you gonna say, Chris?
Oh no, yeah, like that's one thing I do like about that line is that it's got like some play sets and some vehicles and stuff.
Yep.
But I also think it's frustrating that I don't know if it's a licensing thing that it's not in scale with the other McFarlane figures,
Oh,
I
really?
feel I think I think it would be cool to have like those figures with the other DC figures.
I'll tell you, I think the reason why the Batman animated series is that scales because I think he just took over the molds from when DC Direct was dissolved. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What
Yeah.
they were in 7-inch scale because I know a lot of the original DC Direct figures were like 7-inch scale.
Well,
the new ones,
I
they're not
haven't taken the time to compare that to the.
Oh, okay.
So
these latest ones are pretty large figures. They got to be at least 6.
6 inches is best, as we all know. So Avery touched on something that I kind of wanted to make sure we talked about today. Target Haulathon, the Target NECA Haulathon, or also known as Haulathon by anyone who's ever had to participate in them before, because it could be a mess. And I'm really personally mostly concerned about just the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff, but they did also drop a new gargoyle. I think it was.
What gargoyle did they drop?
Oh, it's.
Is it
Was it Cold Stone?
It's the one. It's the one with the jacket,
the trench coat. Yeah,
trench coat.
Oh, Bronx with the jacket. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, with the jacket. Yeah.
Detective Broadway, coat. Silver Falcon.
Broadway. Yeah, Bronx is the dog, right? Yeah, the Broadway. Yeah. Good man, Jared. Good job. Just in charge of research around here. So, and they dropped, a couple of random like a Hello Kitty plush or whatever. But the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures, it's all Toon stuff, obviously because it's Target, which is exclusive to Target. But they have a 4-pack of all the Punk Turtles. Then they also released ultimates of each of the turtle figures. So I think they call them Pizza Club Brothers or something, which is basically just an ultimate of each figure. So it's a Leonardo, but it has more accessories than a 4-pack would. Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello, everybody, Raphael, everybody. And then they dropped It's a 2-pack, and it's Samurai Michelangelo and Astronaut Donnie, which never appeared in the cartoon or anything like that. It's just now that they've released these figures over and over again over the years, they're actually dropping variants basically that never existed on screen. Which is, I mean, good for some people, bad for some people. It's kind of a I want it, I don't. I did want it personally. I kind of had to hustle for this haulathon to get everything I wanted. I was able to find some stuff in the store. Another guy found some stuff here in town, and he was able to hook me up. And then another friend of mine found me something, and she was able to get it to. So it was a little work to get everything I wanted. But like kind of how Avery was saying earlier, you know, like you become like a target, like aficionado, like just you know everything about it. You know who the people are there. You know what's going on. You're driving around all these different targets. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your gas, knowing that it's probably going to hit, you know, the Target website anyway. But those could easily
Or the store.
Pardon?
Or the store, because I swear to God, about 3-4 months after Haulathon was over, stuff was there like boom.
Yeah. And what's funny about Haulathon is, and this is just, maybe this is a whole this is maybe a whole podcast conversation we could have one day, is FOMO. Toy FOMO is, it is
Real.
hard. It is real. It is intense. And when Haulathon hits and you're just chilling at your house and you see on Facebook that somebody posts in one of your toy groups like, oh hey, I just found this. Like, I just found this in California. I just found this Oregon. And you're like, oh man. And now it begins. And you know, you don't see it in your Target for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or maybe ever. Bro, it'll drive you nuts. Toy FOMO it is real. It is dangerous.
Well, for exclusives, you have to pre-order and buy them as soon as you can. I've kind of shifted to, I absolutely will pre-order all of that stuff, and if it's general release, I'll typically wait. Because just, you know, I want to collect more things, but I don't have the money to collect everything I want. So the strategy is the stuff I have to pre-order, I will. The stuff that I know I'm going to find probably on the clearance shelf at Target, I'll wait on that one for a while.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you got to strategize a little bit for sure. I think that goes back to talking about what Chris was talking about, the paying for. Like, you know, I don't necessarily need to pay in for. Like, I can probably pay it up front, but there's something in my brain that says, hey, you can pay this in 4. Like, and it just makes it, like, it makes it better in my head. I was like, okay, yeah, this, you know, breaking this out into 4 payments.
Yeah.
Just makes me feel better about myself. Yeah.
I mean, it helps for me when I'm like, because I'm usually one of those people that's irresponsible and like, oh, I want this toy. Yeah. But I'm on my last, like, you know, $200 for the week or something. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to have to like make some stuff at home or eat some tuna or something like that. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. If I just paid it in 4, I'll have it and I'll secure it. I'll have it. And then I'll just, you know, pay it off as it goes. But then what's unfortunate about that, Chad, I know you know, is when you're just like looking at your account and you're like, oh, I could have sworn I had like $80 in there yesterday and now I have 20.
Oh, man.
It's like
yeah, because
then
it's
you
like
look and you're like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
One of my payments withdrew.
They'll split the 4 payments up every 2 weeks. So it could be like 6 weeks from now, you've forgotten about it, but you've got like 4 paying 4 set up at the same time. You're like, oh, what if
surprise.
What also I found helpful is PayPal credit, because any purchase over $99, you have 6 months, no interest to pay it back. So that could
I've never tried that before. I've seen it, but I've never tried it.
Yeah.
Do you think I can borrow your credit, Eric? Because mine's isn't so hot right now.
I'm gonna have to raise my limit a little bit, and I'll let you know.
All right.
That's why they call it PayPal, because you help a pal out whenever.
But if it wasn't for that, I would not have gotten the Masters of the Universe Origins Eternia playset, because that was like, after the shipping, that was like $600.
Yeah.
And it was coming right down to the deadline where you had to order it, and I was just like, I just don't have the money. And then I saw the PayPal button, and that's actually when I signed up for the PayPal credit, because they advertised it right there, and I was like, score.
I don't have the money today, but Eric, 6 months from now, that guy's gonna be rich. So I'm trying to remember. There was one more. Oh, it was there's a Casey Jones, and foot 2-pack, but it's Casey Jones in the you know that there's one episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where Casey Jones goes in to infiltrate a business that Shredder has been involved in.
Oh, he has on like a suit.
He has a suit on, but what's funny about it, he still wears his hockey mask to the job interview. He works the whole job wearing a hockey mask and he's wearing a suit. And I think he has all his weapons on his back. So that's how the episode, and I think he's wearing gloves too. So that's what the toy is. It's him wearing his suit with his hockey mask, and then it comes with a foot soldier that's been split in half. It's kind of down the middle from the head down to like the chest.
Because I just looked at what's out. The only thing I could get is the Broadway. They brought out Bebop and Rocksteady again, regular.
Yep. Yeah,
And,
those sold out. Those sold out within minutes.
Anything
sold
Bebop
out.
and Rocksteady goes like that. Because them robot Bebop and Rocksteadies. So I just realized, did they do a haulathon last year? Because I went on the Facebook page. They didn't have nothing. The last post they had was from 2022.
What I remember from last year was a bunch of kind of like jamokes, right? It was like gang members that were in Bebop and Rocksteady's gang. I think it was like two different 2-packs with those characters. That's all I remember.
Jamokes?
Yeah, jamokes. Like,
but they did a 4-pack of that though, where they were like, I thought they did a 4-pack of those guys. Like I thought I ordered that off of NECA.
That doesn't sound familiar to me. The only 4-pack I can think of that you're talking about is Bebop and Rocksteady the permutation of the permutation or whatever it's called. Whereas Bebop and Rocksteady is humans, and Splinter is a human, and Baxter Stockman is a human. There was a 4-pack of that, which I think was at San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay. Oh man, they had all those different Mirage foot soldiers on the first drop.
Yes, yeah, there were more. Yep. So Jamoke is an ordinary, unimpressive, or inept person. Typically uses a term of mild joking disparagement for a man. Okay, yeah. So see, we're all good.
Okay.
We're all nobody's
getting here.
Anyway, so a couple things I just wanted to touch on before we go that I thought were kind of crazy, but they're in the toy world and they're worth talking about. Did you guys see the photos of the Daria figures that I sent?
I ordered them.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, and I don't know her friend's name. I kind of watched the show, but I don't know it well enough to know what her friend is.
I ordered them because I know people like that show, and I was like, that's something rare. So I was like, let me just get that.
Yeah,
and then,
the Mondo figures.
Yeah, they were Mondo.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I like those Daria figures. I thought they were pretty good price for what you get there too.
They look great, and yeah, I thought the same thing about the price. I thought they were pretty on point. And they came. Speaking of accessories, it comes with a ton of accessories. Yeah, they look great. If they made Beavis and Butthead, I might have to get like a 4-pack, like all 4 of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Throw the teacher in there, that hippie teacher that they had.
And the gym teacher too.
Oh yeah, that guy was intense. Oh, and who was the boy that Hank Hill? The Hank Hill before Hank Hill. Tom Anderson. You're the boys I was whacking off of my trailer or whatever. Oh man, classic Beavis and Butthead. And also the Star Trek, the Haya toys, that McCoy, the Star Trek 2009 figure. So what do you guys think about that? Because I feel like the price point was something like $110, and isn't it one of those like 3.5-inch or something scale figures? Am I right about that?
Yeah, I think the prices on those are ridiculous. They look cool, but for what they are, and the price, I don't think I'm in the market for any of those.
Nah, Sam, I can't do it. I also don't even like the scale, but even if the price was right, I'm not sure I would get them. But $110. And plus looking at the photos on Big Bad Toy Store, his head looks tiny and his body looks
I'd be more interested if they were like Strange New Worlds figures.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing out
else
there.
Yeah.
And if they were gonna do like some play sets and stuff, that would pique my interest a little more as well.
I know X06, when they do those cloth uniforms, they look perfect. They get the proportions of the head right. And I feel like that's what the issue is on these smaller figures. It's like the cloth clothing just makes the figure look bulkier. So then like the head just looks tiny. It just doesn't look, it's not fitted right. The clothes aren't fitted right. They just don't. I'm not a fan personally. So, I mean, I hate to say that there's Star Trek figures out there that I'd hate to speak badly about them, but I mean that's just kind of the truth. That's kind of how I feel about them. So I know we want to wrap it up here, producer Aaron out there. So real quick before we go, pick of the podcast. So we're doing a pick of the podcast real quick. So for me this week, I left him downstairs. So Aaron, I have a photo you could use this time. I promise it's already in the Google Drive. It is of the X06 Odo figure that just went out. I think it looks fantastic. I think it looks great. The uniform looks great. I think the face sculpt is fantastic. So I know you could do an overlay of that as I'm sitting here talking about it, and the accessories on it look good too. So Avery, you got anything anything you're interested in showcasing? Pick of the podcast? Any toy you picked up or anything you're interested in?
Oh, like I said, I picked up those 3 Mondo Big Bad Toy Store exclusive Batman animated series noir figures.
Oh, very nice. Like the black and white ones?
Yeah.
They
It's
do.
Batman.
Yeah.
It's Batman, Mr. Freeze, and the Joker.
And who made those again?
This is Mondo.
Mondo.
Because Mondo has like a 1/6 Batmans they've been doing. I think I have every single one that they bought out. So my Phantasm delivered at home like 3 or 4 weeks ago. The Phantasm one.
Oh, very nice.
That's
Cool.
an awesome figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris? What do you got?
Oh man, I have so much stuff. Because it's been a while since we've done an episode, but I'll try to go through everything quick. I mean,
Finish you to
Biker
3.
Mice, we already talked about those. I
Yeah.
got this Czarface figure from Super 7. So cool.
No.
Oh, nice.
Very cool. I don't know what that is,
I-
but it's cool.
It's like an alter ego kind of. It's like a rap duo that they created into a character, and it's really cool. You guys should listen to their music, even if you're not really a hip hop fan. All their stuff is all like nerd culture references and stuff. It's really good. But I also pre-ordered. There's another one for another album called Czarface Noir, and I pre-ordered 2 of those too. But also, yeah, the Odo, the Kira figure. Sorry, the Kira figure back there too.
Yeah.
Really, really awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then also I just got these I got some of these Star Wars figures. I finally started getting into Star Wars
Those look
hot
great.
toys.
Those look
Yeah.
really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, those are really, really cool. I love those. Okay, there we go. But yeah, that's I guess that's pretty much it for now.
Nice. Very cool, man. Very cool. Eric, you got anything?
Yeah, I was on vacation down in Savannah and just went into some local toy store and was browsing around and had to do a double take because I was able to find
Oh,
the
nice.
Kang
Very nice.
Nice.
What's the price on that? I can't see.
$50.
Wow, that's good.
I checked eBay when I was in the store because I was like, that feels like a good deal. And I checked eBay and the completed auctions were going for like $150.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
card looks nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it was in
yeah.
good, it was in good condition.
It looks great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open them up though. Put
Yeah.
'em into my-
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, contrary to most Star Trek, figures and stuff like that, those Art Asylum, those Diamond Select figures, those will not only hold their value, but they'll very much increase in value. So there's just kind of an oddity in the Star Trek line. They very much increase in value. I know, and I guess that's what he's showing us right now. Chris, I know, has quite a few of those I have quite a few as well. But I know Chris has quite a few of those Diamond Select figures because I mean they look great. They look great for the original price point. Now they're getting up there. They can be pretty
Yeah.
expensive.
There's just
Yeah.
maybe 2 or 3 that I still need. So I'm still on the hunt for them, and
Sweet.
Esri.
Ezra's
Oh.
one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I got Esri for a really good deal and a lot like 8 years ago probably. I lucked out with that. She's not on card. She was loose, but I was lucky enough to pick up Esri. I
Yeah.
mean, which for me, I don't care. I'm gonna display it loose anyway, so I'm gonna display it out of the package. So it's all good. So what about you, Jared? Anything you want to showcase? Anything that you got interested in? Uh-oh, what's he got?
Oh,
Something big.
Oh, snap.
Oh no,
Was
is
that
it
the
not?
new?
Say,
Of course.
Your background is blurred, so that
hold it
it
in
looks
front of
like
your head.
it looks like it's a naked ship, and we're blurring it out for our audience.
Hang on, let me adjust my video here.
damn! Look at that fat D.
I know, right?
Well, like one of those hip hop videos when they blow out the T-shirt.
Yeah, I got
Very
the
nice.
Enterprise D from Target
The-
Playmates.
And that's the new one. So
Yep.
did you happen to find it on clearance? Because I've been hearing that people are finding them on clearance.
No, I got this actually quite a while ago.
How much it costs?
I wanted to pick it up before it disappeared. So
Yeah. Well, how
Here
much?
it is.
I think Avery's asking how much it costs. I remember the price point on it being pretty nice.
yeah, it was like $20, I want to say, right around there.
That's it?
Wait,
Yeah,
that's
it-
it?
I think is it that? I thought it was more than that, but
Oh, it was
20
good.
bucks
Because I
is a
thought
good
it
deal.
cost like 30 something when the original one came out back in the day.
God, was it? No, and Aaron can probably correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it was like 20 something, I think.
I
That's
meant to
cool.
buy one before I left to come over here because they had them at the Target. I just ran out of time because I still have my original one.
Yeah.
From back
Yeah,
in the day.
You got it on a
but-
discount because that's online at Entertainment Earth for 45.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I
nice.
thought. It was like
Nice.
$40. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
wonder if you did get it on clearance and you just didn't even realize it.
Yeah, probably that might
Maybe
be.
that's just what
So,
happened. Yeah, or
yeah.
maybe your memory is terrible. And
Oh no, no. Aaron has backed me up on this. So yeah.
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 So yeah, you must have found it on clearance, man. So good for you.
Nice.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Those have been on clearance for a while, so it's entirely possible that even if you got it months ago, it was on clearance.
Yeah.
Hey, if one of y'all could pick one of those up for me, I'll PayPal you the money for it.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye open. I'll
right.
keep an eye open. I go to, I'm not going to Target quite as often, thank God, anymore because Haulathon, I've got everything I need for Haulathon, but I will definitely keep an eye open and see if I can't find you one.
Did anybody pick up the Lower Decks Funkos?
I did.
Yeah.
They were on the website. So Funko, I was irritated by Funko because if you go on the website, they're like, put in your email now to receive like 10% off. So I was like, oh yeah. So I put it in and it never came through. And then
Oh,
a few days later, I kept trying it. And so finally I emailed their IT team and they got back to me and they're like, well, check your spam folder. I was like, I did. Like, this ain't my first rodeo, cowboy. Like, I know how email works. So finally, I was like, forget it. So I used the Honey extension on my browser and it found a 20% discount for me instead of the 10.
nice.
So I used the
Nice.
20%, and when I added all of them to my cart, I was right at the minimum threshold for free shipping. So I got them free shipping and 20% off for the set of 5 of them. And
Nice.
I don't have them here with me. They're up in my office, on my bookshelf in my job. But yeah, I picked up all 5 of them.
Nice.
Yeah, they look good. I'm not a big fan of Funko. I mean, we've spent plenty of time on this podcast complaining about Funko Pops and
Yeah.
and how some of them are in a
Landfill.
landfill and that's where they deserve to be. But yes, I was like, what, we'll never, except for the statues from XO6, especially now that the show is canceled after season 5, we're never gonna see anything else. So I went ahead and picked up the Funko Pops and I also picked up the statues from XO6. So I'm curious to see what
As
those
did I.
yeah. Oh, so did Aaron say that Jared has a funny story about the Enterprise?
Yes. Yes.
So what's your story, Jared?
Yeah, so ordered it online. Excited to oh, surprise, yeah. Excited to get it the day it came, opened the Target box, and it was completely like smashed and like the actual Enterprise box. I don't know what happened to it. Somebody
It
like
was the
stomped on
Meridian
it.
3 Enterprise. It was the Generations Enterprise. That's why. So it blew up. Yeah.
But yeah, no, the
Yeah.
box like manhandled or something and
Mm.
completely smashed up. So we went to return it, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, just keep that one, and we'll send you a new one. And then that's the one I just showed as a new one. I've yet to open the smashed one and see if it's still intact, but I highly doubt it. So
That could be a fun project. Paint it up, make it look like it's all scorched and beat up. Or maybe just, hook it up to some tannerite and blow it up just for the hell of it.
Save it for the 4th of July.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just Anyway, all right. So I promise, Aaron, we're all done. Okay, so that wraps it up for another episode of the ToyBoyz podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe, and check out our merch at the link in our description. On behalf of Chris, Eric, Jared, Avery, and myself, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. ToyBoyz, disassemble.
Pew, 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 pew.
I don't like the word if you use manhandled. I thought that was derogatory.
Oh,
towards
Lord.
strong men like me.
Men don't get handled. I was trying to buy some toys from a lady in Claremont, and I guess she still had them. So I asked her to send me some photos, and because she said they were old toys, but they're toys. They're like toys. They're not actually, they're like little kids' toys that I'm like, this is why you haven't sold them yet. Nobody wants this junk.
Like what? Like
It's
was
like
it like a
Mr.
was
Price.
it like a wheel with a stick that you can roll down the street or something?
No, that would actually be it if it was like a turn of the century, like old 1930. Hold on.
Oh, holy
You know what I'm
cow.
talking about? Like, what the fuck is
Those
that?
Teletubbies?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think they are, but they kind of look
That's like Teletubbies and
Yeah.
Furbies fucked.
They're like Grimace.
fucking turbopubbies. It does look like Grimace. Yeah. We got here. I see whatever the fuck this is, some Bob the Builder shit. I don't know what this is.
I don't celebrate Haulathon. You think you're better than us because you have a family and a toy room
Oh,
and a credit line?
yeah.
You know, I'll just plan on maybe another 2 months until episode 8 is done.
Oh wow, so you're gonna finish that one in record time. Okay, good.
Oh, I'll try to get it done as quickly as I can. So no promises. Hey, whatever happened to you guys trying to schedule like a monthly thing and then just show up if you can type thing?
You know what? You know what, Aaron?
Well, so I think that was the original discussion, but we were how can I put this delicately? We were trying to wait for the 2 episodes we had recorded to get.
Oh, yeah, I see.
We didn't want to stack them on top of you. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, all I'm saying is if you had a routine schedule of recording, I might have more motivation to get them done faster. That's all. You know?
So it's a lack of motivation. Okay. So okay,
It might be
so
difficult with my illustrious family and daughter and my bank account.
it's our fault, guys.
I want to change my name to Toy Daddy.
Do you know how?
Yeah.
Okay. Just finished saying that we're not going to see that on the recording, but for the sake
Okay,
of
cool.
your
Just
Yeah,
as long as it's not.
So just call yourself the Toy Daddy, and we'll be good. Yeah. Just hold up a piece of paper. This Toy Daddy on it.
Hey, if we sell more merch, we could be getting fancy mics for all of you.
Oh, true. Let's really push that merch.
I want the suck ass one that Dad has.
Oh yes, Ass Sucker 3000 microphone is. We're not recording, are we? Oh god, we're definitely recording.
Chris, did you see the thing that Eric just put in the chat?
No, is it his penis?
You wish.
Because if it is, I've seen it already.
I was getting that drunk in those room parties.
Not that I want to discourage one of the 5 ToyBoyz from showing up, but it's so nice to just have four blocks on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, visually,
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I think Aaron's trying to kick Jared out. I think that's what she's trying to say.
Bye.